Welcome to MBC Voice. I'm your host, Miracle Edison, and today we're having amazing guest speakers, young people like you who are doing amazing things in our community, starting their own businesses, and I know you have great ideas, so this would be the perfect avenue for you to sit tight on your chair and listen to, great things that people your age are doing in our community, and you'll be so impressed and want to pick up your idea. Thank you. With me here today, we have Eric Imasugi. He is the CEO and the product developer of givepals.com. Please tell us a little bit about yourself before we actually get into the details of the things that you've done.
Okay, Miracle, a little bit about myself. Like you said, I'm the product development leader of givepals. I also serve as a CEO, and I graduated from the University of Houston in the fall of 2010 in industrial engineering, bachelor's degree. And a lot of that knowledge and the experiences I had at the university kind of serves in GivePals' interests now, as far as how we go about developing things and creating more efficient ways to do things online with our product.
Oh wow, that's amazing, that's amazing. So tell us what exactly GivePals and what is it about? What exactly is GivePals about?
GivePals is essentially a social marketplace that allows students on campus to share things with one another. In other words, if a student wanted to buy or sell a textbook, an electronic, maybe perhaps offer out a service that they themselves have, like a talent in particular, maybe you know how to braid hair.
Oh, wow.
You can advertise those
so
services.
So it's not just about the books and textbooks and things like that.
It's not just about, we almost in a sense kind of facilitate in a much cleaner, more efficient way. We facilitate what students normally do on campus. Before GivePals was ever invented, students were already buying and selling textbooks to one another, through posts. They would actually, they have a flyer.
They have like flyers with numbers and call me and stuff like that.
And you tear off the number and things like that. But we realized that that's not an efficient way to do that. If you could actually get everyone on your campus to use one centralized network to actually feed that information through, to post what you want to sell, post what you want to buy, and everyone is using that one avenue.
That avenue. That would be so much easier and efficient. I just really wanted to ask you, how did you even come up with this idea? Because I know millions of people who have passed those board and never thought of anything, to actually do with that. So what started that and what would I say, inquisitiveness from you to actually start that idea?
Well, yeah, actually, that same fall 2010, me and some of the people on our team now, our business development leader and our designer and our IT guy as well, we sat down and we thought to ourselves, how can we, kind of make a name for yourself, number one, on campus before you leave campus? How could we set our mark on this earth, And, we watched the movie The Social Network, and we saw how,
that was an inspiring movie. I loved it.
Yeah, and one thing from the movie, if you gather, it's like something just so simple, things that are currently always happening, but you kind of facilitate that online. How to get people, do the same thing with your own product. So we sat down and we thought to ourselves that maybe perhaps we could actually create something that allows students to, in a way, pitch the fact that they need money to fund maybe they have an illness, or maybe they need to buy a book.
I think I saw something about the illness situation to be able to raise money for
and there's plenty of those are usually called crowdfunding online. That's starting to take a great wave in the U.S. So a lot of people use that kind of product for things such as projects. If you're having a project in mind but you need money, you need funding, people can donate $1, $2, $5, things like that. And we wanted to do the same thing, but kind of put that on campus and have people on campus vouch for themselves and say, hey, I need money to pay rent, things like that.
And college is really expensive, so the creation of GivePals was just really perfect. And textbooks are outrageously expensive, so if you can cut back on textbooks and so many other things that you need, that's really helping the parents too. And it's a lot of help that you're getting from people like you who are actually thinking really out of the box. And I wanted to talk to you. What are some of the schools that use GivePals?
Right now, we're really big at the University of Houston. That's our home-based school.
I think I get those emails every...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That means you're getting them. And, and we want to get a lot of user retention rate. We want the retention rates to be kind of high and gather more users and have more growth. So right now, we're really big at the University of Houston. We've launched a lot of marketing efforts there. And we've also we're also open to many colleges in Texas and the
So how
southern
the
region.
success? What's the success rate so far?
So far, at the schools that we really focus at, which is U of H, right now U of H is kind of our test bay as far as how we want to see what different kind of marketing efforts work best at universities, and U of H has been really successful.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
we've gathered about 1,000 new users within a week
Oh, great! That's amazing.
this past semester. So we've done a really good job at U of H, and we're growing every day. Every day people sign up.
Oh wow! And I saw T-shirts and posters, and I'm talking about standing posters. This is such a big deal. Like, how did you get that going?
You know, again, utilizing the local businesses in Houston. You know, people are familiar with Harwin and those areas.
That's
You
right.
can find a lot of places that can actually make posters for you, T-shirts. So you again, you know, really utilizing the community itself to actually help your business is key. And essential to
I
our
actually
growth.
like that because a lot of people have great ideas and they don't understand that your community can actually help you. They can actually support you and make this dream come true. And I'm just so impressed that you're here today. And so I have one more last question for you before we go on a break. And you have to sit tight because we're going to be talking to some of their team members and they're going to tell us details about givepals. I'm talking about from the development to the map to every little details that you need to know. You know, you didn't even mention you're from Nigeria. I was expecting that to come from like the very first time I actually say something about
I
yourself.
am Nigerian. I'm Benin to be exact. Edo State. You know, at least my parents were born there. I was born in Dallas, but I did visit, you know, my hometown, Benin City. So
That's amazing. So you're really connected to your culture. From
yeah,
your
very
parents.
well connected to my Benin culture. We're also part of the Benin Club of Houston. Me and my family.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
so-
great. You can actually tell we're actually doing great things out here. We're really going to take a quick break. We're going to be back with some of the team members, and you need to stay tight because you're going to learn how to start your own business from here. Thank you so much. Welcome back from the break. We were actually talking about givepals, the latest new company that's making headlines in our African community. And this is not just about Africa, it's going worldwide. And with me here today are some of the team members of givepals. And with me is Ade Sonia, and Ore.
Ayodele.
Great. I'm so sorry about that, but I'm so excited today to have you here. I know we've tried to schedule this interview so many times, but by God's grace, we're here today. You know, I was talking to Eric, your CEO, and he was telling me about this idea. I just wanted to find out from you, what did you think when he actually, you know, was mentioning it to you about creating givepals?
What started it was me and Eric. You know, we've all been friends. You know, since we were freshmen in school.
Okay.
And me and Eric used to always debate, you know, which companies were better. You know, we used to talk about Apple and Microsoft and all these bigger companies. You know, and we say, okay, you know, Apple is better, and you know, and we got tired of talking about them. You know, and especially after we saw the social network, you know, we were like, you know, we had to actually create our own company and have people to in school argue about, you know, us, you know, things like that. So, you know, when Eric brought up the idea that, you know, hey, let's start a company, we were like, you know, let's start. We didn't even care what the idea was.
So how did
know.
you come up with the name?
Well, the name, like Eric said before, we were trying to, at first we were trying to create a company that helped you to crowd fund, you know, so if you needed something like, if you needed a textbook, you can say your friends, say, hey, I need $100 to, you know, for a textbook, and your friends can actually chip in, you know, like maybe $1 or $2. So we came up with the name givepals, so you're giving your pals, like, you know, money. But I mean, eventually we went away from the idea, but you know, we still kept the name. So that's how the name started.
Wow, that's amazing. I felt like this company was built from like a bond of friendship and just ideas that were, you know, talked about.
Right.
Wonderful. As a program developer, like how did you think you would actually start creating this idea that your friends talked about?
Well, Eric and I came to me to actually create the design for the website.
Oh, wow.
When they came up with the idea, initially I was doing my own thing. I had a graphic design business, and I was doing some flyers on campus and things like that. And they came to me and they said, all right, can you make this? Can you make us a website? Make us something that we can actually see? You know, they would only draw like stick figures and boxes. So
Yeah, I can imagine.
Right. So I kind of brought it to life.
That's
per
good.
se. And then from there we moved on to find a developer and to find.
Tell us some of the amazing things on this website, because I promise you, when you go to givepals.com, it has some of the most in technology I've seen. I'm talking about social media. I would say madness. I thought you poured all your brain on that website, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the site, you can. It's really about connecting to people on campus, and from selling your textbook or buying a textbook, you can even decide who you want to buy it from. And you can say, okay, you know what, you can see everybody on campus selling a book, and you can say, I want to sell my book to this lady because I probably can go on a date with her after I sell my book. So we really designed the site to be social in the sense that we connect you to people online that go to your school, so that you can actually see them.
Apart.
Yeah, so you can actually see them like after you meet them online. I mean, the thing about Facebook is you see people online and you stay online.
Yeah.
But on givepals, you see people online and you actually see them like tomorrow in the real world. So that's our biggest deal. That's what we do. So we connect people that have the same interests. So we can connect all the photographers on campus and can say, hey, let's meet at the cafeteria tomorrow or things like that. So that's our twist on things. So by connecting people that have the same interests, we can actually make people meet.
You're actually driving my mind crazy. It's like Facebook, dating online. It's just like eBay, everything all put together.
Yeah, because
it is.
What we started out with was we were trying to solve the problem with textbooks. You think about it, you buy a book from the bookstore for $200, right? At the end of the semester, you're trying to sell it back to the bookstore, and they offer you $50 for a $200 book.
That's true.
And the following semester, they will sell that book they bought from you for $50 to someone else for $180. So both ways, you're losing by selling your book to the bookstore or buying a used book from the bookstore.
That's right.
So we're like, how do we actually solve that problem? Now when we started designing this solution to the problem, we figured out it's actually a bigger problem in the sense that it's a communication problem. Is how do you connect people who go to the same school? How do you help them share information? And that's what we said. That's what we're trying to solve as a company.
Oh, wow.
That's the problem.
I was actually, thinking, I actually went to the website before, and I really wanted to talk to you about, because this is the thing, when you actually type in the name of the book that you want, all the books come out, like you said, from the database. Tell me how you work with that.
Well, we actually bought a database and to pull all the names of the books out. So when you search for that one book, you don't have any other book, or you search for a name or a category into that book, you only get that specific book. And the thing about givepals is, it's in a sense it's a lot more organized than some other sites. If you search for one item, you're going to only find that one item. It's going to take you to that one page. And that's what makes givepals so unique. If you go on a website like Craigslist.com or something like that, and you type in iPhone, you might find anything from a TV to a car to a pad. Right. But with givepals, if you type in iPhone, it will give you your options, and there's only about 5 options, and you can pick from those 5 options the exact iPhone you want, and you can find the exact people that have that iPhone that you want, and you can start conversing and communicating with those people.
Wow, that's amazing. One of the aspects that really stood out to me was the options that you have. Like, you can actually sell it, give it for free. What are some of the other options that you have? Yeah,
so on givepals, pretty much you can decide to give your item away for free. So I can decide to give someone on campus my couch that I used last semester. So instead of throwing it away, you can just give it to someone for free. You can decide to borrow it to someone. So hey,
So it's not just textbook; it's just everything about you.
Yeah, you can put your DVDs on there. So if you want to give out your
good
DVDs,
Nigerian movies, I promise people getting this.
Someone actually has a Sophia London.
that is a great movie.
Yeah, so someone actually woke up in the morning and I saw it. And I mean, people now sell cars on givepals. They sell, different things on it, on campus. So it's really about just anything you want to. For people trying to even start their own t-shirt business, that's one good avenue.
That's a good avenue. And it's a good avenue for people to actually create their own business.
Yeah, so if you ever it's a good avenue to create your business, because what we do is we take whatever you post and push it to the front of the whole school. So if you think about the University of Houston, we have 2,000 people there, right? So if you post anything, 2,000 people actually get to see it. I mean, that's marketing. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
That's right.
In terms of marketing. So we just help everyone that has something to share to share with the whole school. And Facebook doesn't do that. Or nothing does that online right now.
That's true. So how is the safety with givepals? You talked about how you can actually meet these people in person. What's the safety in the different campuses?
Well, as far as givepal goes, you have your network page, you have your campus page, and on the campus page you see everybody in your campus that's on givepals. Now, for signing up with givepals, the process that you go through is you need your school ID.
Okay.
So first of all, the people that use givepals are verified users for that particular school.
Campus, that's right.
So you know who you're dealing with, they're on campus, and basically speaking, if you were in any kind of situation where you have to track that person back, You have one item to go by, the item that you interacted with,
That's right.
and you have the set of people that you talk to. So, I mean, in a sense, if you were to use, like, I'm gonna pull up Craigslist again. If you use Craigslist, there's an anonymous email. First of all, you're anonymous.
Yeah.
And the person who you're dealing with is anonymous, and you're meeting at an anonymous area. So anything can happen.
That's true.
If you're with givepals, where you're meeting is usually going to be on campus or a place that's familiar to both of you.
And it's great because the users are verified, you know.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That's a huge credibility right there.
Right.
Definitely. You know, you don't, unlike Craigslist, you know, where you be like, oh, let's meet at McDonald's or let's meet at Kroger. You know, it's like so weird. I mean, you already go to school, you go to the cafeteria, you go to the library. You know, so it's like we actually just help you to meet people along your way. You know, it's so you don't even do anything outside the ordinary to meet people.
Wow, that's amazing. You know, I really, and you know, I'm so impressed because a lot of people have great ideas and they're so scared to actually take that one step to start. And I just like, where did y'all get the courage to actually say, I'm going to start this, I'm going to do this?
Oh, I think one thing we all shared in common, we are all student leaders on campus.
Okay.
You know, so I used to be president of the Nigerian Students Association, or I used to be secretary for the National Society for Black Engineers. Eric was also, I believe, treasurer for the Nigerian Students Association. So we, you know, those leadership roles kind of, you know, played into this because, you know, when you're a leader on campus, you're actually trying to solve a problem. You know?
That's right.
And you're trying to bring people together.
And you're used to making decisions.
And you're used to making decisions. So now we just took that, you know, those skill sets we learned, you know, combined with everything we learned in class, obviously, and we put it into this, you know. So it's really, you know, that's where it started from.
Wow, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. We're going to be talking to them on one-on-one basis. We're going to be talking about details of their personal life and some of the things that they can actually tell you to help you start your own business. Thank you so much. Welcome back from the break. Again, I'm your host, Miracle Edison. We're here on MBC Voice and we're going to be talking back to Eric Amasungi. And he is the CEO of givepals, and we're going to be talking to him in details about some things that givepals have encountered and some of the successes so far. Tell us some of the problems that givepals have encountered so far.
Some of our issues that we've been facing or that we've run into as we've grown, a lot of them stem from marketing. One, you're talking about, you know, I guess putting people on ground to help market. Also, different marketing tactics that work for different schools, because not every school is the same.
That's right.
Schools have various different kind of demographics. U of H is very diversified, whereas other schools are kind of one-sided with, you know, the kind of culture or race that's within that school. So your marketing effort in that school kind of has to go in line with how people deal with one another normally on that campus. One thing we realized, for example, U of H, since we were from U of H, it's a little bit easier to market. We know where to market. We know where to go to get the attention. We know the UC is usually the hotspot, but on other campuses that might not be the best way to do it. Some campuses, emails are really good, or throwing a party, for example, is a really good way to get everybody's attention because they really honor partying. You know, if you manage to throw a party at a local bar or club that they go to, they will actually honor that more than you going and standing in front of the library trying to pass out flyers. So
how did you go about finding out what the campuses actually, you know, what was the hot spot, what was going on with the campus? Did you went there and you studied the environment or you asked questions? What did you do?
Well, one way is to ask questions. We know a lot of people, you know, in various universities around Texas and even outside of Texas. So we always ask questions. We say, you know, what's the best way to approach your school? And usually the answer is very different from the way you thought it would be because we're from U of H.
That's right.
You know, so I ask people at Tulane, you know, what's the best way to get to your school? They say, well, throw a party or give away free beer at a party or a house party. At U of H, that's not the best way to do it.
That's
you know, based on the demographic and the kind of culture that U of H is, it's better to go in front of the UC. Everybody knows that the UC is a place to go to when people are promoting something or giving away free items. So,
and that's the University Center.
Yeah.
That's right. You know, I heard about some of your successes that you had so far with your presentation. Tell us about that. I think it was a competition.
Yeah, we recently won Best Idea and Show at the Rice University competition. It's the RCEL competition at Rice University this past fall. We won Best Idea amongst, you know, various great projects that they had to display. We managed to win the Best Idea award. And we've also been invited to the Hatch competition at South by Southwest on March 11th. So if you're going to be in Austin, please come support us. But yeah, and we're competing against 14 other companies from around the world that have also been invited. So
I want to go in details about this. Like, tell us about the Rice University. What type of ideas the other companies have, and how did you go about putting your idea in such a way that it was better than the other ones?
Yeah, they had a lot of other projects, students that came out with their own projects and ideas that they wanted to present as well.
Well, there's like students from Rice University,
a lot
from
of them
other
from
campuses?
Rice University, mainly from Rice University.
Okay,
we were, I think, one of the only. I think us and another person were also presenting from U of H.
Oh, great! That's amazing. I wanted to talk to you. You talked about another competition that's coming up.
Yeah, the Hatch competition at South by Southwest. It's an annual event that they have. It's on March 11th.
So, like, how many companies are coming out?
Well, in the Hatch competition, there's a total of 15 companies, including givepals.
So you were actually selected to be one of these 15 companies?
Yeah, from around the world.
Oh, great. That's actually, to me, that's like an accomplishment, because you actually they actually looked at givepals and said, this is great, this has to, compete against these other great companies. So what are your strategies going into this competition? Yeah,
we were really honored by the invitation, and our strategy now is making sure the website is as clean as possible, ready for that big time public viewing, and people from around the world are going to be looking at it at that point. So we want to make sure we spruce up the website and make sure everything works well, work out the kinks, the wrinkles, iron them out.
You can actually get some great investors from that if you actually...
And that's our hope.
So what do you see givepals 5 years from now?
I see us hopefully, I guess, in the IPO stage with the initial public offering, and hopefully becoming a public company, or whatever suits our investors well as far as the next strategy is concerned.
So you're talking about expanding and expanding givepals to as more things that are coming up. It's not just going to be what is this right now.
Yeah, as far as the product's concerned, I see givepals being in everybody's hand around the world. So no matter where you are in the entire world,
Nigeria.
In Nigeria, if you want to now sell, if you sell lace, hair tie, shoes, whatever it is, people can now know who in this area is selling this particular item.
I think givepals would be very appropriate, for Africa, because a lot of people sell stuff at home and they don't know the people around them were actually, selling the same stuff. I think it would be really great.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed with the future of givepals. Some of my viewers have ideas. They have great plans. I know you have all that dreams. So I want you to be able to talk to them and tell them, encourage them where to start. Maybe you have to say a prayer. You have to start. That's why you're watching MBC Voice, because you have to get on your feet and start doing what you love. So, I want you to encourage my viewers.
Yeah, just like you said, really prayer is a big one. I guess allowing God to kind of lead you into the right direction as far as where you want to go with your problem-solving technique. Getting the right talent around you, the right people, making sure there's cohesiveness with the team, make sure everybody's in line with the goal that's at hand with the company and your objectives that you want to set out to accomplish. And again, prayer, planning, and preparation are just the best things. Those 3 P's really are the best things to keep in mind when you're initiating any project, whatever it is really. It doesn't have to be an internet-based project. It can be anything.
Wow. I'm so happy. There you go. That was from the CEO of givepals. Thank you so much. And we'll be coming right back with other members of his team, and they'll be telling you details of other things that you have to do to start your own company. So stay tuned. Welcome back from the break. I'm your host, Miracle Edison and MBC Voice. I'm here again with Adesonia and Ori.
All right, Oyedele.
I apologize, but Ade is actually the business developer for givepals, and I wanted you to tell us about some of the big breaks you're expecting, and about the Houston what?
Technology Center.
Technology Center.
I mean, one thing for our kind of business, it's an internet business, and you need a lot of capital, so you need investment.
That's right.
I need a lot of advice and coaching. So what the Houston Technology Center is, they take young companies in Houston or in the Houston area, and they put you up with people that have been there before in the business, and they coach you and they guide you, and it's been an honor for us to actually be accepted to be part of them, because they only deal with companies that they know can produce at least $50 million in that 50 of production, in 50 of existence. So that's a big one for us, so Houston Technology Center. And also going to the competition, in March, the Hatch pitch, that's also a big one. So, everything is coming together strategically for us to actually, get the money we need to really take this to all every campus in the US.
Oh wow, I'm really impressed that y'all have actually gone the distance to actually see this dream. This is something that you talked about come to pass. I wanted to talk to you about how you some of the viewers can actually support givepals. What do you think they can do to support givepals?
All right, so right now the things we need investment, as far as capital, but more importantly, we need people. So we need developers. So if you're good in programming websites, web applications, send us an email at careers@givepals.com. Also, if you're good in marketing, sales, those kind of things, so just send us your email and your resume at careers@givepals.com.
Oh wow! I was actually thinking you're gonna create something on the website about helping givepals. Any ideas coming up?
We might do something.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh great! I really wanted you to talk to some of talk to our viewers and encourage them and inspire them, because they're looking up to you with some of their great ideas that they have right now. What would you tell them?
Well, first of all, I'll say pray about it before you decide to go out on that venture. And the number one important thing is to be persistent. A lot of people decide that their business is not going anywhere and they decide to quit. I would say be persistent and pray about it, but mostly be persistent.
Wow, persistency,
yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So, Ade, what would you say?
What I'd say is, the thing about business or you're trying to do something is have the idea and the vision, and
That's
once you
right.
have that idea, tell everybody you meet about it. The thing I think we, in the Nigerian communities, everyone keep their ideas secret, and they think they want to do their stuff. But big ideas, you're not going to do by yourself, and you need to talk to everyone you meet about it. And the more you talk to people, it makes your vision clearer. And
that's right, because they ask you questions, and you find all that loopholes that you didn't
you find loopholes, and also you get people that work with you. So, me and Ore got an idea, and we talked to Ore. And
That's
Ore,
right.
We talked to all our friends, but out of all our friends, Ore joined us, and even we're actually getting some people that work to eBay pretty soon to work with us,
wow.
So you just have to talk to people about it, and that's how you become successful.
That's great. What are some of the other members in the team that are not here?
Kelvin Hazard, is an IT guy, and he's not here, but yeah.
Oh wow! Shout out Kevin. That's a great idea y'all came up with. We're actually supporting you. MBC Voice is supporting givepals all the way. When y'all make that big break, remember us right now. And thank you so much for listening. I'm glad that you listened to this program, and I hope you're inspired to actually pick up your ideas and start doing great things with it. And you can actually email them for questions on
careers@givepals.com.
So you can actually email them if you have any questions and anything to do like that. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate your time. God bless you. Bye bye.